Happy New Year! It's January 1st. Little helper and I here decided we'd come out to harvest the last of our fall garden that we planted. I don't know, I suppose we planted it the last of September. And we've got a handful of broccoli left and some cabbage. I don't know about you, but one of the quasi-traditions in our family is to try to have cabbage on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. I don't know. It's a quasi-tradition, so we don't do it perfectly every time. But what better way to do it than to have fresh cabbage on New Year's Day? Despite the freezing temperatures the last week or so, it seems as though it hasn't killed off our plants. I don't want to go ahead and pull them up before it does. They seem to be damaged a little bit here. I want to get them before the freeze kills them off. So we'll go ahead and take all of them. So now I've got way more cabbage than my little family's going to eat for New Year's. So what do I do with it? If only there was a way to preserve it while making it better at the same time. Aha! That's the whole hidden agenda of this video. We're going to preserve it. Now undoubtedly there's more than one way to preserve cabbage. I'm sure you could freeze it, or you could can it. But for my money, the hands down best way to preserve cabbage is to make sauerkraut. Sauerkraut has lots of health benefits. It's packed with vitamin C, which makes it good for fighting off scurvy. Juice is good for ulcer treatment. It also riles up all the cancer fighting stuff within your body, so it's good for fending off cancer. And just in case all that stuff wasn't a good enough reason, it tastes delicious.
This recipe comes courtesy of Ye Olde Family Cookbook, so you know it's time tested, tried and true. You're going to want to start out with sterilized jars. You do this by putting them in boiling water for about 10 minutes. Add a minute or so for every 1,000 feet of elevation. Be careful when you're pouring this water out like this, you burn your finger. Cut your cabbage in half and then in half again to make quarters. That way you can turn it up on end and cut out the core of each piece of cabbage. Then shred it all up, as coarse or as fine as you prefer it. Now comes the part where you stuff it all down into your quart jars, but don't pack it tight, as the recipe says. You can get it pretty snug, but just don't smash it in there. And if, like me, you can't find your stash of quart jars, but only one, you can also use your pint jars. Just cut the recipe in half, and it's just going to take you twice as many jars. I'll throw a snapshot of the recipe in at the end. Once you're done stuffing it all in there, now you want to add a tablespoon of pickling salt, which basically means salt with no additives, so sea salt works just fine. You'll also add a teaspoon of sugar, just plain old white sugar, but bear in mind that this is the quart size recipe, so if you're using a pint jar, cut that recipe in half. Now fill all your jars up to the top with boiling water. Make sure that you get all the salt and the sugar dissolved by swirling the water around a little bit. Fill them all the way up to the top. Now put the lid on, but just barely, not quite tight, and let them sit for 12 hours. But once your 12 hours is up, you're going to want to go ahead and jiggle those jars around a little bit. Just get all those bubbles up to the top. You want to have as few bubbles in there as possible. Now take the lid off and go ahead and top off the water level. You'll be surprised how much you can get in there. After that's done, now is when you want to put those lids on tight as tight can be. Now find yourself a place in the sunshine where you can put these jars for 3 days. They're going to have to sit in the sunshine for 3 days to get the process started. Note that proper orientation and arrangement of these jars is absolutely imperative. Well, maybe it's not, but my OCD just wouldn't let it be a mess and wouldn't let any of the jars shade any of the other jars. And what the heck do you do with this thing? I mean, really.
After that 3 days is over, take your fresh sauerkraut and stick it somewhere cool and dark and dry, like a root cellar if possible, or even an interior closet of your house, somewhere underneath the linens or something like that. Let it sit for at least 3 weeks. It only gets better with age. And when you open it up, it'll be crunchy and delicious until you run out of it, and then you'll wish you had some more. There you have it. After the end of this will be the recipe, a snapshot of the recipe, just in case I've confused it for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. Click the thumbs up if you did. Click the thumbs down if you didn't. But if you click the thumbs down, let me know why you didn't like it. And share it with your friend. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. I'll see you on the next video.